We're gonna do Jake, Nia, and Bill.
Oh God,
Uh-huh.
we're too dumb for this.
I want to disagree, but at the same time, I'm like, my God, we lean on Aaron a lot for this, don't we?
Yeah, we do. She's so
Okay.
good. That's her thing. She's really good at writing up stories, being able to get everything down word wise, and she knows exactly how to do it all. She's good.
Hello, it is just I and the baby rhino today, as our third friend is dealing with something at the moment. So, what we're gonna go ahead and do is we are gonna be the ones who read off the backstories to you and still decide the Pokemon teams. So, if you're here to listen to Erin because her voice is much nicer than ours, see you in 2 weeks. Hello everybody and welcome. I am Bricker Boom and we are back with another episode of Pokemon by Daylight. Now, this episode is going to be a little bit different and I apologize, but we were down a person of the team, so it was just myself and the baby rhino. So that one, this video is going to be a little bit shorter, probably a lot bit shorter than usual since there was less kind of back and forth and we were just kind of focused and panicked on getting things taken care of. And two, we're going to be covering Jake, Nia, and Bill. So, first up is going to be Jake. Let's go ahead, hop into his backstory. I do want to apologize in advance through this episode. You are going to hear a fan running in the background. While we were actually discussing things, it didn't cross my mind to go ahead and, turn it down. So you are going to hear that in spurts throughout the video. I do apologize, but I did go ahead, throw on some music just to kind of help balance things out a little bit. But let's go ahead, hop into the backstory.
Growing up the son of a wealthy CEO was always going to put pressure on Jake Park. I miss Aaron already. When his brother graduated with honors from Yale, the pressure on Jake intensified. Holy shit, that is a mood in a nutshell. Jake wasn't the academic type, but his father never really understood his refusal to embrace the expensive education he lavished upon him. Eventually, Jake rebelled by dropping out of school entirely. Now Jake lives off the grid on the edge of the woods. It's been years since he spoke to his father, but his mother checks in once in a while. Obviously, mothers are always the best some of the time.
Literally every single sitcom, though, where the father, or any TV show, where the father is a bad person, usually the mother is an absolute saint.
Okay, not necessarily Jake's father was a bad person. He just never bothered to understand that Jake legitimately just wanted to be a mechanic, essentially.
Okay, to me, that screams bad father if you are not willing to hear your son out and try to understand.
Okay, fair point. It was she who eventually called the police. The cops said he got lost in the woods and the search party looked for days, but gave up as bad weather rolled in. Despite passionate pleas from his mother, they never resumed the search, and Jake went down in history as another casualty of the woods.
So with Jake, I figured the best team that would work with him would be Sawsbuck, due to Jake feeling as if he's home within the forests. Medicham, due to the perk that Jake has, Iron Will, stating that he enters a meditative state, and Medicham does a lot of meditating. Meganium, due to it being able to calm aggressive feelings with its aroma. That seems like something that someone who has essentially tried to separate from the family and become one with nature would enjoy. Girder, due to the Shield Pokedex entry saying it excels at demolition, much like Jake using his Saboteur perk. Shiftry, due to this Pokemon basically choosing to live in deep forests away from society and wanting to be alone. And then finally, Tropius, due to the Pokemon having bananas grow off of its chin. It is a way for Jake to essentially have food. So with that being said, the team for him would be Sawsbuck, Medicham, Meganium, Girder, Shiftry, and Tropius. So, next up is Nia, so we're going to go ahead, hop into her backstory, and this time I'm going to be the one reading. So, let's go ahead and see what I have to say about that. So, first off, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize if I butcher the pronunciation because all we have is Google, and I am certainly not a native Swedish speaker. So, Nia grew up in a small town of Hylt in Sweden. She had a happy childhood, even though her mom and dad worked hard. As the opportunity to move to the US became a reality, she started acting out. Nia was forced to leave her friends and life behind. Nia shed away from what her parents considered normal. Instead, she took refuge in skate parks, and her tag Mashtix was seen more or less all over her new hometown. Nia made a sport out of tagging government buildings, avoiding the fuzz and any other danger with her nimble, cat-like abilities. Finally, Nia's parents became used to her disappearing for a few days on end. She may have gone too far when her friends dared her to tag the old Crotus Print Asylum one moonless night, as she was never seen again. So with Nia, we decided that the team that would work best for her is Smeargle, due to the fact that Nia tags multiple buildings, and Smeargle being a painter. Goldingo, due to it being known to have a surfboard. Nia and Nick bond over extreme sports. I think they're extreme. Now this one is a long shot, but hear me out here. Pichu, because in one of the movies there was a film about two Pichu trying to live in the city, and I feel like that alone is enough to go ahead and earn it a spot on her team. She can evolve it if she wants, but I remember that scene, and somebody in the comments should too. Eevee, due to its dex entries stating that it can adjust the composition in its body to better suit the environment. And then finally, both Persian and Purloin, due to both of them being nimble cat-like Pokemon. Not a whole lot of thought with that one, but Nia is very much a street survivor. Both of the cats would work well on her team. So with that being said, her full team is going to be Smeargle, Goldingo, Pichu, Eevee, Persian, and Purloin. So, moving right along with the survivors, the last one that we have up for the evening is going to be Bill. His was probably the shortest, which made building his team a little bit harder than most, but let's go ahead and hop into the backstory.
It took 2 tours in Vietnam, a handful of medals, a knee full of shrapnel, and an honorable discharge to get William Bill Overbeck to stop fighting and to try to live a peaceful life. He hated it. God, this man just wanted to fight, by the way.
He really did.
After decades spent drifting aimlessly through dead-end jobs, Bill went in for a routine surgery and woke up to find the world he knew was gone. Plague was turning normal people into mindless killing machines. Naturally, the first thing he did was fight his way home and put on his uniform. Making his way through the rural ghost towns and pitch black forests, he found other survivors, and together they fled from the infected hordes. In the end, Bill sacrificed himself to ensure their safety. His body was never found. Bill was left for dead. No one knows that he still has the only thing he ever wanted, an enemy to fight. And seriously, throughout the entire original Left 4 Dead series, he was so happy to just run around and shoot zombies.
So, in this thing,
Yes.
I'm assuming he didn't die, he just was left for dead and wound up in the entity's lair kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
With that, we decided to give Bill a team of Charizard, mostly the one that Ash had, because it basically just wanted to fight everything. It forced itself to evolve from Charmeleon just to be able to fight an Aerodactyl. Inteleon, due to Bill using guns frequently, and Inteleon acting as if it has a gun. Incineroar, due to it being tough and aggressive, but it helps out smaller Pokemon, much like Bill having that gruff exterior, but at the end sacrificing himself so others can survive. Stoutland, due to its mustache, but also due to the fact that it is a partner for rescue teams with a combat veteran like Bill, he would likely be part of those teams. Scrafty, due to it protecting its friends and family, and it would be a Pokemon that Bill would likely keep telling to pull its pants up. And then finally, Voltorb, due to Koga using them as basically landmines and Bill having the military experience he does, he would probably be very good at being able to tame and harness their power. So with that being said, Bill's full team would be Charizard, Inteleon, Incineroar, sorry for the multiple starters, Stoutland, Scrafty, and Voltorb. So with that, that is the next episode of Pokemon by Daylight. Like I said, this one is a little bit shorter since our trio was cut down to a duo. Hopefully the next installments will be back to normal, but I appreciate y'all hanging out. Hope you still like the video, and as always, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out. Also, no Erin's sound clip because she wasn't here. Okay, bye!